Allen has written dozens of hit songs, but it wasn't until 1982 that he finally won a Grammy for Arthur's theme.
The best that you can do, best that you can do is fall in love.
Audiences have been in love with his tune since I Go to Rio became a worldwide hit.
Oh, oh, when my baby smiles at me, I go to Rio de Janeiro.
Peter Allen was born in Australia and began playing the piano at the age of 4. His mom supported the family working as a waitress. Peter's father was an alcoholic who couldn't hold a job and who eventually committed suicide. By the time Peter was a teenager, he was supporting his mom and his sister by playing piano at the hotel pubs. Eventually, he teamed up with Chris Bell, and they landed an appearance on Australian Bandstand as the Allen Brothers.
Yeah, yeah, my heart, you know well. I love my little calendar girl every day.
Peter and Chris took their act to Tokyo in 1962, where they met Judy Garland. Judy loved their performance so much that she became their manager and Peter's matchmaker. He married Judy's daughter, Liza Minnelli, in 1967. But eventually, Peter broke up with Chris and separated from Liza. That's also when he began writing songs.
One step over the borderline. Anything can happen.
Besides his songs, Peter is known for his wild show and signature high kicks. It's this kind of frenzied energy that Peter says he'll be sharing with his fans for as long as he can climb up on that stage. Our correspondent Sandy Newton spoke with the man behind the music.
There's an interesting story about Arthur's song, some of the lyrics that you wrote.
Yeah, I was trapped coming back from Australia, and it had been a long flight. And it was in the air traffic controller strike. Remember that? We got to New York, and they said, I'm afraid we're going to have to circle for a little while. It turned into about 3 hours. And we were all just moaning and bitching because it was a gorgeous, there was nothing wrong. It was a glorious night, and it was one of those nights when you just see New York absolutely pristine and this beautiful big full moon above it. And I was saying, this is crazy. We're just sitting here caught between the moon and New York City, and we can't land. That's crazy. But, so I thought, so I wrote that down, and there it was.
I have to ask you, is it a true story that at 7 years old you actually sat down at a piano and were able to play, I think, what was it, put another nickel in?
I was about 4.
You're kidding.
No.
And now, where does that talent come from?
I don't know if it's talent or not. I could literally pick out songs on before I could talk. Yeah, it's strange. I could always play the piano, just in one key. I still play in that same one key.
So what is that? It's a gift or it's a talent?
It's called playing by ear, but by the same token, because I can play by ear, I can't read music. It was just too easy for me to just sit down and play things. So I didn't ever become a sight reader.
Did you have a piano at home?
Well, once there was a piano with the neighbors, and once my parents saw me crawl up on the thing and do that, they said, I guess we better get one quickly, So.
Your father was a very interesting character.
Well, he was, I think, a little thwarted in whatever he wanted to do. I think he was very musical, but he was an alcoholic, and so it was very difficult. And I think he probably became an alcoholic because he was, just didn't get to do what he wanted to do with his life.
When you were 13, he committed suicide?
Yeah, he killed himself when I was 13, and that's kind of why I left school, kind of left town, and I left school and went to relatives in another town.
In a small community, that is obviously devastating, where everybody talks and everybody knows.
Yeah, well, it really affected my mother more than it did me.
Did you find it was almost escapism to turn to music?
I think it must have been. I mean, I had at least somewhere to go. I had my piano playing and music and stuff, and I could get a job.
When did you realize, well, this is what I'm going to be doing for a living?
When I left school, I was only 14, and I had a job in a store for, you know, about 3 weeks, and I thought, well, this is stupid. I was trying to be good and work, have a regular life, and I thought it's just easy to go to clubs and things and play the piano. So I got jobs and I started, and that was it.
There's a wonderful story. I think you were in, was it Hong Kong, when you actually met up with Judy Garland, who changed your life?
Well, I guess she did, yeah. We were working in Hong Kong, and she happened to be in Hong Kong. She came to see the show, and she really liked it, and said, do you want to be my opening act? She keeps saying, oh, my daughter, you would love my daughter would be crazy about you and all this stuff. And, you know, when anyone says that, you think, yeah, really. There was a lot of, have I got a girl for you? And so they called from London and said, do you want to come over? Because she was doing a concert. It was Liza's first concert. It was mother and daughter at the Palladium. Mm. So when Liza and I met, we were like, hi, but we'd been told so much about the other, we a little bit wary, and then it turned out we did like each other, and we went off to Paris.
So then you were married how soon after?
Well, we were together for like a few years before we got married. We lived together, we couldn't tell people we lived together. It was strange. You weren't supposed to live together in the early 60s, you know. We were married 7 years in all, so.
Was it just the best of times?
It was pretty wild. I mean, I was only 20, Liza was 18, and it was those wild 60s in New York. You know, every morning you crawled out of the fountain at the plaza and went home. You know, it was that kind of a life. It was very wild.
Pretty decadent, huh?
Well, but, you know, we were very young, working very hard and stuff. Probably today we wouldn't get married, you'd just live together and see how it worked out. But then there were those values. You get married, you met all
So what happened with kids?
Well, you know, I don't know.
Are you sorry you didn't have them?
Well, kind of, although I wouldn't like, that's just 20 years ago, I wouldn't like a big 23-year-old, you know, 6'3" kid jumping around, you know. In a way, I'm sorry we didn't, because Liza really wanted children, and she hasn't had children, and so I think she might have liked it, but we were just very, very young.
Was it painful, the split with Liza?
Yeah, it was very painful, but at the same time it was like a very freeing experience, because all of a sudden, you know, I hadn't been without someone all my life. Even when I was a kid, you know, there was always an act. Or and all of a sudden I was in charge of my own life, so I moved to the village and started to go on stage in jeans and sing songs, and it was so thrilling to go out on stage and sing that instead of Hello Dolly, you know, your own songs. And people liked them. It was amazing.
What does Mom think of her little boy that traveled?
She's still confused.
She doesn't know what happened.
She doesn't know. You know, I'd come back to Australia, and then last year they gave me the Order of Australia. Queen Elizabeth gave me the Order of Australia, and she was just, well, she loved it, but she just, I think, is a little mystified how her son grew up to do all this stuff.
So when all is said and done, happy you left Australia and you're...
I've had a terrific life, I think. It surprised me just as much as anyone I know. I mean, it's gone beyond any dreams that I had as a kid. I'm kind of a regular guy that just happens to be up there doing weird things, and it's working.